The last item on our slide here, or the second to the last, E29 to E7 is the day-by-day processing of those requests for vote-by-mail ballots. The reason it's 7 days before the election is because after 7 days, there's not enough time to mail our ballots out to them. So you don't want to be trying to mail your piece after that 7-day deadline. But you may still want to get a cumulative report, because the cumulative report actually shows on that report the returned date. Because when they return their ballot and we get it and we check their signature and mark it okay to count that ballot, it goes into the computer that their ballot has been returned. There's no point in you calling them if they've already voted. There's no point in wasting postage or printing costs to mail something to someone who's already voted. They may have voted shortly after E29, so save your money for other things. So there's a lot of reports and assistance that you can get from our office, and our IT staff, our election staff is here and willing to help you run a successful campaign. So all you have to do is ask. And as a final note, you can also get maps of all sorts of sizes. That's also listed in your handout. You really have to go to the office and talk to the lady that does it. Her name is Roseanne, very nice lady. She can print maps with whatever kind of detail that you want, even if it's precinct by precinct. And if you're going to be walking the district, you may want to get your maps with every little street identified, or you may want to get a map that shows your entire district. There's different costs for different size maps. You can do a wall map for you if you have the money. So, okay. Again, I'm going to refer you back to this list that shows you what's available and the cost. Just understand that this is the basic. If you have something else in mind, if you're thinking outside the box and it isn't listed here on this list, come and talk to the IT staff. The person that I think will be handling the customer jobs, his name is David Sterling. Very nice young man. He can help you with it. Any questions?
You guys help people to run unsuccessful campaigns too?
Oh, yes.
Everything's geared towards successful.
That's a good point. We give such personalized service. Sometimes people think that we're only dealing with you, but we're also dealing with your opponent. So we want everybody to be successful, and obviously, but we try to keep it very neutral and level playing field. But again, it depends on how well you communicate to us what your intentions are and what you'd like to do. Sometimes we'll say, well, that's really not the listing that you want. We have something better. There's just a whole myriad of jobs that we can run that manipulates that data in different ways. And of course, you can get the voter file that has all that information for each voter within your district, and it can include voter history. Now, it doesn't tell you how the person voted or who they voted for, but it tells you the manner in which they voted for up to 5 previous elections. In other words, the listing can say, this person voted absentee ballot for the last 5, or this person was issued absentee ballots but didn't return them. So you can see that kind of detail for each and every voter within your district. Yes, sir.
Can you expand on the, you mentioned opening an account.
Yes.
And or setting up, got my notes on here and I can't find the doggone thing. Basically, I'll set up an account ahead of time so that the mailers arrive at the same time as the voter guides are sent out, or is the same time as the vote by mail stuff is sent out.
The time that your the time that your mailer arrives in the mailbox is in your control, not in ours.
I mean, what your suggestion was to set up this account, expand on that account, basically.
The account is only to pay for the absentee voter program that gives you the data of all the voters that are permanent absentee voters, mail ballot voters, and then updates for those people who send in requests for absentee, so that you can then gauge your mailers to arrive pretty much the same time as their ballot.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And that's a drawdown account as you use it, correct?
Yes.
And if you don't use all of it, it's returned over.
Yes. However, plan accordingly, because it's very difficult for the county to return small amounts of money. And they will do it, but it may take quite a while to get $10 back.
It has to be siphoned through our holiday party fund first. That's the problem.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
The question I have is it possible to come in on July 14th at 8 o'clock in the morning, pull the papers, sit down, fill out all the papers, and submit them to you at that time, and actually be able to sign? And to do that, I'd have to have what, the Form 7 or 470 filled out. I'd have to have my campaign statement.
Actually, if you want to do that and you want to do a candidate statement, you would need to have a statement, a paragraph prepared in advance. And you could bring that with, and it could be attached to the document that is required to be filed. You could do all this process in one day. If you do have interests that you have to declare on the Form 700, there's a lot of information that you might need on there. A lot of the candidates do end up only filing a one-page document. So it is possible to come in, pull the paperwork, sit down, fill it out, and bring it back to us. The only question would probably be the 700 and the candidate statement. But yes, it can be done.
The only caveat to that, if you're running for city council or for one of the public utility districts that needed qualification signatures, you'd have to go out and get those signatures. But it could all be done in one day, yes.
Okay. And bring my checkbook.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
One other point that I wanted to make was that the account that you can set up is just for that absentee tracking account. Any other job, like if you're going to have us print a walking list for you, you have to fill out a work order. You have to pay for it in advance. There may be a little bit of leeway there, but generally you fill out a work order, put it in with your check to pay for it, and allow up to 3 days for the IT staff to do that. In some cases, you can request it, and if the IT staff is available to do it right then and there, they can do it. But don't count on it, especially when you get closer to the election, because the IT staff may be over at the warehouse getting the machines ready to go. The closer to the election you get, the busier we get. And those requests will be put into the basket and honored as quickly as possible.
Got one more question, and that is, I think I missed the dates of when the vote by mail ballots go out. When did the very first vote by mail dates go out? 29
days before the election.
So that would be like around October 4th?
Oh, it was on the, I thought that was
It's on
on
our
the.
little calendar.
And so,
Yeah.
and so if I want to send something out to my constituents, I need to make sure it's ready before that time. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the sooner you can do things. Tomorrow's not too soon. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.